Guys, welcome back to another G20 video. I've got my G20 with us. In this video, as the title suggests, we're going to do an in-depth 6-month review of the car. Yes, I've had my G20 now for 6 months and it's progressed along that journey. So what we're going to do is quickly do a very quick walk around on the car and then take it down those country lanes, and I'll just give you my views on the car over the 6 months ownership. Let's do it. So here we go, guys. This is my G23 series, which obviously has been on the channel a number of times. I'm not going to do a full in-depth walk around of the car. As you can see, it's finished off in the mineral white. It's got 2 main packs on the car, which is pretty much all you need on the G20, and that is the M Sport Plus pack. So you get the black grille, you get the 19-inch alloy wheels, and it's got the tech pack. Over my 6 months ownership, I've had the front splitter put on. It's a non-OEM part. It looks pretty much OEM anyway. It's pretty much what you would get out of like the BMW catalogue, the M Performance one. I've got the decals put on. Those decals were put on from factory. I haven't got the side skirts as yet. These parts come from China. Obviously there's an issue going on in China at the moment, so hence why that's not arrived. We've got a gloss black spoiler on the rear end of the car, which again I had put on, and around the bottom we've got the M Performance diffuser. So let's talk about practicality, because that's something I've never spoken about, and especially around the back seats. I'm 5'7" and I've got my front seat set up in my driving position, and pretty much there's quite a lot of space in the back here. Obviously this car is used as my family car. A couple of kids in the back here, there's absolutely no issues whatsoever. You can even get a couple of 6-footers in the back of here and you'll still have plenty of leg room. Moving around to the boot, yes, this one doesn't have the auto lift on the boot lid, but anyway, I don't really know how big this boot is, if I'm honest with you, but all I can say is I've had a couple of big suitcases in the back of this boot, and it swallowed it up pretty well. You also got folding seats here as well. You can unclip it from there and then you can get a real full load. Let's just do that for you guys now. So yeah, you just clip that one and you unclip that one there, and when you drop the seats down you get pretty much a full load area, and you can throw some stuff in there from IKEA, I guess, and you'll have no problems with that whatsoever. Anyway, that's all the boring stuff now done. Let's go take it on those back roads and I'll talk to you more about the car over my 6-month ownership. So before I start this vid, I'm going to give you a little medley of the cars that I've had over the last 10 years. Now bear in mind that all of these cars that you are now seeing, they were either brand new at the time or they were ex-demonstrator cars, so they were like about 6-month-old cars with like only a few thousand miles on them, so they were pretty new for their age. I've got to say that this G23 series, in the form that it's in, the 2-litre 4-cylinder turbo diesel engine, is way better than all of those cars that I've just shown you. And the reason why I say that is it's just so refined. I mean, you've seen I had an E-Class, which was a E250 CDI, so that was a 2.2 twin turbo diesel engine, and this is way more refined than that car was. I also had a 5 Series diesel, that was a 520 diesel. He had the B47 engine at the time. It was one of the newest engines BMW had, and that engine is pretty much in this car retuned, you know, with twin turbos now, and it's on par in terms of refinement to the F10 5 Series. Yes, I've been out in the G30 5 Series as well, and the refinement levels in the G30 are a little bit better than what you find in this. But even having said that, this car as a daily, it pretty much ticks all the boxes. So yes, I have had some niggly issues with the car over my 6-month ownership. I listed all of those issues in a vid recently. I'll drop that link in somewhere on the screen now, probably up there, for you to go and check them out. The most important thing to note is that all of those issues were fixed first time round, and I was never stranded on the side of a road unable to, you know, return home or get to, my meeting, or wherever I was going for that day. So everything was fixed first time round, and that's a testament to the BMW network or the dealership that I've always used. So I'm now going to talk to you about the running costs of my G23 series. In terms of fuel, it's always running on Shell regular diesel. In the UK, that translates to roughly about £70 worth of a full tank, and that full tank gives me 400 miles of pure urban driving. If I then decide to just do full motorway driving, that then translates to a combined return of roughly around about 600 miles. Whilst I'm driving on the motorway, it gives me a running average of roughly 700 to 800 miles on the full tank. When you start looking at MPG figures, it equates to a combined figure of around about 52, 53 MPG, and it's pretty much on the money there, if I'm honest, because when you do try and translate it back, it's roughly around the same anyway. So it's pretty good on fuel. I mean, to be honest with you, when I'm filling up, it's usually like, say, I don't know, anything between 1 to 1.5 fill-ups per month on average, and it's pretty good from that point. Compare that to my M4. My M4 consumes roughly around about, I don't know, £50 worth of fuel every week. So yeah, that's on a totally different level. So from that point, this car is quite frugal, and it will just sip at the fuel rather than gulp it down. Yes, if you have this as an M340i derivative, it might be a different story, but in this particular form, it's absolutely brilliant. The only downside to this car in terms of its cost of running is that in the UK anyway, we've had a change in road tax, license fees and what have you. So if a car is over £40,000, it then attracts a higher tax rate, and in the UK that equates to a premium of around £300 or something like that. So this car annually will cost me around about £500 to tax. Now, the only reason for that is that the list price of this car was just over 40k. I didn't pay 40k for it. Obviously, if you are looking to buy one of these cars with like these two packs on, like say the M Sport Plus pack and the Tech pack, the list price of the car will definitely go over the £40,000 worth. So if you want your car to have the adaptive suspension, if you want the car to have the 19-inch wheels and the Harman Kardon sound system, the head-up display, just to name a few things, the gesture control, the Wi-Fi hotspot, the wireless charging tray, those are the kind of things that come with the two packs that I'm on about, the price of the car will go above £40,000. You might then get discounts from your dealership and BMW themselves, which will bring the cost of the car down to probably something like, the mid-30s or early 30s perhaps, or whatever that might be, but it will still attract the higher rate of road tax, and that's something to watch out for. Now, I've seen cars that have been advertised at just under the 40k mark, but bear in mind they will not have the Tech pack and they won't have the M Sport Plus pack. So you make your choices, and then obviously you pay the bills, I guess. That's the way it is. But I wouldn't have this car in any other form than it is anyway right now. So that's just something that I've got to deal with. In terms of performance, guys, this car obviously has a 2-litre engine. Stock power is about 190 horsepower, 400 newton meters of torque. Even with, like, say, 4 adults in this car, it pulls quite effortlessly. My previous car to this, which was the F30 3 Series in the same engine layout, that when you were pushing on, you'd probably have to drop a gear or put the car into sports mode or something like that. I've never had an issue like that in this. Very rarely do I drive this in sports mode, I'll be quite honest. The pickup on this is pretty good, and it will keep up with most cars on the road. Right behind me right now, there was someone just tailgating me, and as I pulled out of a junction, and I just planted it, and yeah, it's like a little dot now in in my rear view mirror. The way this car is set up, it's not the fastest car, I'll be honest. 190 horsepower doesn't seem like a lot 15 years ago it was quite a bit when you had an EP3 Type R, but now, you know, in a regular car it's just normal now having a sort of a 200 horsepower car. But the way this thing goes around corners and the drive, it is very engaging to drive in this kind of a segment. So sometimes I do beg to ask myself a question, why do I have an M4 when this car literally gives me quite a lot of pleasure and excitement when I'm throwing it around some corners, around these country lanes. And you know what, it actually goes around them quite well. It'll put quite a lot of cars to shame, if I'm honest. So yeah, but then obviously when I do jump into my M4, I kind of think, yeah, I've got that for the thrills that this car doesn't provide. It is pretty much all the car that you would ever need. You know, carry your passengers in comfort, in reasonable comfort, give you a nice little blast around the country lanes if that's something that you do on your commute, and you'll definitely enjoy those kind of drives. And to be honest with you, it's quite refined as well, even when you're just pulling away. Like I'm talking to you guys right now, I haven't even got the radio on, and because of the way the car's set up with the acoustic glass and the double glazed windows around the side, you very rarely hear any of that road noise or engine sound coming into the cabin. But if you put the radio on, it's silent as anything. So guys, if you found this video useful and informative, then definitely consider giving it a like, share and subscribe to my channel for more content like this. It definitely keeps me motivated to do more content on the G20 for you guys out there. I've had so many DMs on Instagram and even on the comments on my YouTube videos about the content that I'm putting out, which obviously is keeping me motivated. And you know, there'll be plenty more to come. So hopefully guys, I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye.